Hey, welcome collectors of all ages. This is Mike with Jayhawker Vintage Cards, and I'm titling this video Strongsville 2026 or Bust Card Sale. Now, you may think, Mike, it's not even winter time yet. Strongsville's in April. Hey, don't let the calendar or the seasons fool you. It's less than 6 months away. So, yeah, it's probably a little bit too early to talk a lot in depth about Strongsville, but it's not too early to plan and prepare for Strongsville, especially if you are a low-budget collector like me and you're going for the first time. And I'm excited to go to meet all of you who will be going. And, of course, I want to raise some funds to pick up a gold card or two with you guys, because there's nothing I've had more fun doing in this hobby than going to card shows and picking up some really quality cards with my buddies. It's just an outstanding way to do it, and it's the way I'm going forward to pick up my big cards. I'm not doing anything on eBay. I'm not doing anything on auction houses, especially with all the shilling, defensive or offensive. Like, there's a difference. I'm not even messing with that. So this is what I'm doing, and I'll be honest with you, I have incurred some medical bills, and I will be incurring some more in the future because I have surgery coming up next Friday, the 14th. Just put my wife on my insurance because she retired from a 30-year career as a teacher. So instead of doing the $900 a month Cobra route, I put her on my insurance. What I didn't realize was that is resetting my deductible and also raising it, because instead of just having one person on there, now there's two. But that's okay. That's just the way life goes. But I don't want to use any of my normal life funds for baseball. I don't do that. My baseball funds are separate. So anyway, this is going to be going to my war chest, any little bit that I sell on here. And how it's going to work is I'm going to show you some cards. Now, in today's video, they're all going to be graded vintage cards. Almost all of them will be Hall of Famers or guys that are just outside the Hall of Fame. So they're good cards. How it'll work is I'm going to show you the cards. I might describe them a little bit if I think they need any descriptions. I'm going to put the price that I want for the cards on the description. I think, or on the video, I think that these cards you'll find are going to be reasonably priced. I'm not also asking for money for shipping. So if there's a card that's $80 that you see on there, I'm not going to ask for you to give me any more money for shipping. If you want to throw me a bone and put a couple bucks on there, I will appreciate it, but I'm not asking for it. I want to move these cards, and I want them to go to you so you can enjoy them. I've enjoyed them, but a lot of these are going to be cards that are doubles or triples or more that I have on my collection. I mean, how many George Brett rookie cards, even a George Brett fan like me, how many does one person need? Certainly not a dozen, and this guy has a dozen. So I'm going to move on from some of those. Now, I'm also going to put all the cards that I'm going to show in the description, along with the price that I'm asking for. Once a card sells, I'm going to put sold so you know that I no longer have that card. Payment-wise, I'm accepting Venmo and Venmo only, unless you're somewhere close and we are going to meet up at a show or something, and we can do it that way with cash, however works best for you. I will try to get these cards out as quick as I can. Keep in mind, though, next week I will be having surgery, so I will be laid up for a little while, so there could be a slight delay because I won't be able to drive. I won't be able to get to the post office, and I don't want my wife to have to mess with this stuff. Now, these cards, in my opinion, are great introductory cards for those of you just dipping your toe into the vintage market. There's not going to be a lot of cards over $100. I'm probably going to show about 30 to 40 cards in this first video. Again, almost all Hall of Famers or just outside the Hall of Fame. But these, again, great Christmas presents. Christmas is coming up. If you are going on a player run for some Hall of Famers, maybe there will be one or two that you need to fill out your run. But again, for beginning vintage collectors, young collectors who are now becoming interested in vintage, these would be great introductory type of cards. So anyway, I'm going to show you the cards. If you have any questions, if you see a card that you want, please email me. And please let me know if you have any questions or if you want to see a photo. If we need to do a live stream to get a better look, we can do that as well. But I don't want to do these prolonged things where we're going back and forth and haggling over a couple bucks. If somebody sees a card and it is for $80 and you say you want it for $80 and you're the first person, it's yours. Case closed. If you offer me less, like 65 or 70, I'm probably going to wait because I am pricing these reasonably to begin with. So if you offer me less than what I'm asking, I may wait a day or 2 or 3 to see if anybody else offers me the amount that I'm asking for. Again, I hope you enjoy these, and let's just get right to showing those cards. Okay, let's go ahead and get into showing these cards again for this particular sell video, and there'll be more to come in the future. I don't know how soon the next one will be, but for this particular one, they're all going to be graded vintage baseball cards of the golden era, and maybe a couple from the early 80s. So let's go ahead and get into that. Again, if you guys see a card, now you'll see the price, I'll go ahead and put on the video on the screen. If you want to offer for one of these cards for the price that I am asking, and you're the first one to say I'll go ahead and buy it for that price, it's yours. If you offer less than what I'm asking for, I may wait a few days to see if anybody else who sees this video may want to go ahead and offer me that. Please feel free to share this with others who you think might be interested in these. Obviously, if you buy quite a few of them, I'll probably be more likely to give you a discount on these. But let's go ahead and get into this. First card is going to be a 1959 Topps Willie Mays. And I'll apologize for the glare. No matter where I've tried to set these up at, there's a glare. If you would like to see any of these cards, again, I don't have a scanner, but I can try to take a picture. Here's a 1952 Topps Hank Aaron. There is a crease, a surface crease down here. It's really hard to see. I don't know if you can kind of see it right there. Set those there for just a second. Okay, next one is 1961 Topps MVP of Willie Mays. This one does have a few little printing dots, as you can see down there. Other than that, it's a super sharp card. You even have a couple of those on the back there. Next card is a 1964 Topps Willie Mays. Now you may be asking yourself, well, why is this guy getting rid of Hank Aaron's and Clemente's and Willie Mays? It's because most of these cards I have doubles or triples of. And it's time for somebody else to have the opportunity to enjoy them. Enjoying the hobby is what this is all about. All right, 1966 Topps Roberto Clemente. This one is a 1967 Topps Hank Aaron. As you can see, this one's off cut, off center. Not many of these will be. This, I'm sure, was a purchase from my much younger days when the corners were more important. Here is a 1968 Topps Hank Aaron All-Star in a BVG. Not really much to see on the back of that. Here's a 1969 Topps Roberto Clemente. So these would make a great gift for somebody. Or again, like if you're just dipping your toe into vintage and don't want to spend a ton of money, what better way to start than mid-grade cards? Alright, next one is a 1969 Topps Willie Mays. This is a PSA 3. And let's go ahead and double up with the PSA 4. I don't know if I showed the back of this one, so I'll go ahead and do that as well. All right. How about a 1969 Topps Reginald Martinez Jackson, Reggie Jackson. I wanted to look up close to see if I could see any type of a crease on this one, but I do not. But I'm going to look at it again just to be safe. There's a little bit of a corner crease up here and another tiny one there. See if I can, like I said, not there. You can kind of see it there. It's kind of the same thing over there. Not much of one. That's his rookie, of course. This card is his second year, and I think it's even a cooler image. This is the 1970 Topps Reggie Jackson. You can tell for most of these, I do put a premium on centering. The ones that are more off-center are probably cards I had purchased back in my teenage years, again, when corners seemed to be more important. All right, so I think all those guys were Hall of Famers. Let's do one non-Hall of Famer, who in my opinion should be. How about a Thurman Munson rookie card? He'll get in. And yeah, it's one of those dreaded double player rookies, but we all know that the card that everybody likes of Thurman is this one, the 1971. This card would get a much better grade if it didn't have that little corner like that, but the rest of the card is just pretty. I had another one of those 71s that I sold to Ross Loves Cards recently. All right, couple of cards of my favorite player. 71 Topps Nolan Ryan. That's a beautiful card. Love that RC Cola, Royal Crown Cola ad in the back. And let's do 1973. Nolan Ryan. It's very hard to find this card that's not off-center like this. It's got to be how they were on the sheet, because most of them are off-center the same way. Okay. Let's go with the 1973 Topps Johnny Bench. And how about a Mike Schmidt rookie? That's a pretty card. All right, we're going to show some George Brett's. One of these may already be sold, but we will, if so, I will let you know in the video. Or in the description, I should say. Or both. And another one. This is a pretty sharp card, but it has one of those funky white little splotchy things down there, which of course is not going to show up very well. But you can see that. And let's make it a trio. Another one. And I think for these, what I'll do, since there's 3 of them, let's go ahead and I'll show them, and I'll put see if you can get that serial number in there. I don't know if it'll, it doesn't want to focus. Maybe a little bit there. There we go. So if you do see one of these that you want, you can go ahead and tell me what, if you can see the serial number on those. All right, moving along. A beautiful 1976 Topps Michael Jack Schmidt. And an equally beautiful Johnny Bench. $1977 Topps George Brett. Oh, you know, I don't think I put these out here. Let me do that real quick. Gotta get a closer look at those. Alright, there's that Brett again. And then here is a 78 Mike Schmidt. Couple of really good third basemen there, don't you think? Let me show the back of this one here real quick. And let's double him up. Another Mike Schmidt. Okay, we've got a couple of more here. There's a 1981 Topps George Brett. And let's double him up as well. Okay, so that's all I have for this particular sale. Again, please reach out if you are interested in purchasing any of these. Just shoot me an email. Again, all the cards and the prices that I'm asking for will be in the description. Again, I'm not charging anything for shipping, but you know, if you see a card that you want and you want to throw a couple extra bucks on there, I would appreciate it. I won't turn that away. I will try to get these out as soon as I can. If you have any questions, if you want to see these again or get a closer look, I'll try to do my best to do that for you. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you found some cards that you might be interested in for either yourself or for somebody else you might know. Again, it's Christmas time coming up. These will make great gifts, and they are a good entry point for some awesome Hall of Fame cards. So until next time, keep on collecting.